Every vehicle's brakes require periodic fluid bleeding and replacement. Some manufacturers advise changing the fluid every 20,000 miles, while others advise bleeding the system after 150,000 miles. Overall, bleeding and replacing your brake fluid every 5 years or each time you work on your brake system is a smart idea. Fresh fluid is important for maintaining soiled stops. If the pedal sinks after you stop, check the fluid and master cylinder. If not, check the caliper pistons. Brake fluid is hygroscopic, and it can absorb water. Water occasionally seeps inside, despite the fact that it exists in a closed system. Water has a lower boiling point than brake fluid. So when fluid heats up from the friction of stopping, the absorbed water boils and evaporates. This creates air pockets, and these pockets lead to weak spongy brakes. In this video we will show you 10 easy steps on how to bleed brake fluid all by yourself. So let's jump to the steps. Step 1. Safety first. Install wheel chocks before parking your car on a level dry surface. Open the hood, then fasten it. To make access easier, lift the automobile, position it on jack stands, and take off the wheels. Step 2. Remove the old brake fluid. Remove the master cylinder's cap and most of the used brake fluid with a vacuum pump or turkey baster. And remember, not dry the master cylinder out entirely. Step 3. Add new brake fluid. Fill the master cylinder with fresh brake fluid. To allow air to circulate, keep the master cylinder cap off or loose. Ensure a proper match to the oil requirement. 3 recommended. However, always check your owner's manual. Step 4. Determine which wheel to bleed first. For information on which wheel should be bled first and in what order, consult your owner's manual for more instruction. You'll typically begin with the wheel that is farthest away from the master cylinder. Step 5. Locate the brake bleeder valve. A brake bleeder valve can be located at the top of the caliper, and is usually protected by a rubber cap. It resembles a little screw with a hole in the center. Usually in the top middle of the brake's wheel tire area on drum brakes. Step 6. Connect the vacuum pump. Attach the vacuum pump to the bleeder valve to form a seal. Step 7. Open the bleeder valve. Using a brake bleeder wrench, turn the bleeder valve open, and then with the vacuum pump drain the old brake fluid. Regularly check the master cylinder to make sure it doesn't bleed dry as the braking fluid drains away. Continue to add new brake fluid to the master cylinder. When you stop seeing bubbles and see the color of the brake fluid become clearer, you've bled most of the air in the old fluid out of the system. Step 8. Close the brake bleeder valve. Remove the vacuum pump tube and close the brake bleeder valve, and then continue with the other 3 wheels. Step 9. Fill the master cylinder. Reinstall the cap after filling the master cylinder to the full or max line. Avoid contamination. Step 10. Put the wheels back on your vehicle. Reinstall the wheels, then safely drop the vehicle to the ground. Last thing, check your brakes. They ought to be solid, not squishy. To ensure that the brakes are functioning properly, take a test drive.